Hey, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is Global Studies class with Mr. Weckbaugh, your Thursday, October 22nd, 2020 edition. We got a very easy agenda today. We got 4 things on the board, starting with a last class review. Last class, if you recall, all the way 2 days ago, we were supposed to create a rebuttal for another student in the class's argument. And everybody who did that did a fantastic job. You guys are starting to grow quite a bit with these rebuttals. You're learning to attack exactly the arguments that they make, not just the idea of their argument. You're taking specific pieces and rebutting what they say, and you did a fantastic job rebutting those arguments. However, yes, there is a however, with those arguments that you all created a while back, as well as the rebuttals, I'm starting to see a growing trend that I like and at the same time worries me. And it actually is perfect timing because it leads us into what we are talking about today. Today we are talking about statistics, citing, and of course, lies. Now, what do I mean by these things? Well, let's get a quick definition of the 3 up here. First of all, you already know what lies are, all right? But a statistic, or maybe you've heard of it as a statistics, is a fact or a piece of data from a study. Most oftentimes it's in numerical value. So I think a lot when I think of stats as sports stats, where someone might say, hey, what was LeBron's stats last night? Like, oh man, LeBron James had 33 points, 10 rebounds, and 13 assists. Like, man, those were some good stats. That's an example of a stat. It is factual. It can be proven. Somebody did a study. They watched how many times LeBron scored, how many points he got, how many rebounds he got, how many assists he made, and gave us that information in numerical value. That is a stat. Citing, and not citing your sources, this is a little bit different than citing sources from an essay, kind of similar, but it's when you use others' work or beliefs to strengthen your argument. For example, if some of you, I know some of you have said things in the past like, doctors believe, or many doctors believe, that teachers and students should start school later because it is much healthier. Or maybe you get more specific with your citing and you use specific doctors or specific hospitals or universities and you say, the researchers at Johns Hopkins University believe that it is very important for students to start school later. Or maybe you don't go as specific and you go vague and you say, studies show that it is important to whatever you say. Whenever you do that, that's citing. You are citing something or someone or a group of people to strengthen your argument. These 2 things, beautiful things to make your argument stronger. They work very well. The more statistics, the more citing that you can do to show why you are right, very, very good. Makes your argument very, very strong. However, and this is where we get to what I've been seeing recently, if you do one of these 2 things and you're just making it up, that is when we get into that 3rd part of lies. I don't ever want you to do that, all right? And many people do, all right? Many people make up statistics. In fact, it happens so often. There's a good statistic for this. Did you know that 75% of statistics are just made up on the spot? People just make them up right as they're saying them. Like maybe when they're talking to a class full of global study students about statistics, and then they make up a statistic on the spot. Did you catch me on that one? Totally made up. 75% of statistics aren't made up. I don't know what the number is. But a lot of people will do that. They will straight up lie and use a statistic that will help their cause out. If that ever happens, I want you to remember this. Go ahead and call the person on that statistic. Say, where did you get your information? Can you please cite your source? And if they don't have one, that is a lie. And that is how you lose points in an argument or in a debate. So if someone ever offers a statistic or cites a group of people, make sure you get the source. That is one thing that we are going to be working on today. The second is going to be actually creating statistics and sites in our arguments. So without further ado, let's go ahead and see what we have to do for today's assignment. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so today's assignment, very simple on the board. You're going to be creating an argument. An argument about what? I'm glad you asked. The topic is going to be the driving age in Arizona. And I'm going to give you the option to choose which side you want to be on, affirmative or negative. I'm also going to let you choose the age that it should or should not be changed to. The driving age in Arizona should be changed. If you think it should be changed, I'm going to let you tell me what the age should be. If you don't think it should be changed and you want to argue the negative, you can just say the driving age in Arizona should not be changed. However, we are going to add what we learned today just a little bit. You're going to create an argument about the driving age using at least one statistic, and this is very important, that is true, can't make this up, and state where you found your information. All right? Two things there. You're creating an argument like we always have. Remember, how many strong reasons should you have to have a strong argument? 3. And for each one of those reasons, should you have examples? How many? 2. 2 for this guy, 2 for this guy, 2 for this guy. 6 total examples. Now, a statistic is a great spot to use an example. One of your 2 examples could be a statistic. However, you got to find it. You're going to have to do some research. Find a statistic that supports your argument. Maybe it's that the driving age should not be changed because 33% of kids under 16 get into car accidents within the first month. I just made that up again. That's not a good one. Do not use that statistic. It is not real. You're going to find one out. Maybe you find something about driving ages and accidents. Maybe you find out, about tickets, speeding tickets or other tickets. Maybe you find another country that has a different driving age and less problems. Any of these things are great examples where you can find them and use them as a statistic. You only need one. The more statistics you have, the better. However, there's that second part where you have to state where your information or where you got your information. How do I want you to do that? Another good question. Here's a good example of how you should do that in an argument. Let's say that you found a statistic that said students or children the age of 15 or less have not fully matured. And you found that from a research project that Harvard University did. What you would do is first you tell me where you found it, probably online. Maybe you found it in a newspaper or a book, but you tell me where. I would say, according to the website harvardstudies.com, or whatever the website is that you found it, students or children who are 15 and under are not fully mature. Boom! There you go. That's a statistic, and you told me where you got it. All right? Also make sure that you have the exact website just in case, anybody ever asks you for it. Maybe you forget to say where you got it from, and you say children 15 and under aren't mature, and someone comes at you and says, oh, could you cite that statistic, please? You say, oh, well, absolutely. It's from the Harvard blah, blah, blah. The website is da, 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 da. That's what I want you to do today, but with specific, concrete examples, all right? Create an argument about the driving age. Should it be lowered? Should it be higher? Should it be kept the same? And use one statistic that is true and tell me where you got that information in your argument, all right? If you have any questions, as always, I'm here at the laptop, at the school today, taking any questions you have, answering them ASAP. Hope you guys have a great day. Get this assignment to me ASAP. Ooh, almost forgot your attendance question. Whew. Your attendance question is simply this. What should you say to somebody if in an argument or debate they cite a statistic but they don't give you the source? What should you say? That is your attendance question for today. Get that to me as soon as this video ends, and then start working on your assignment, which is right here, creating an argument about the driving age with at least one statistic. Hope you guys have a great day. Hope you have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday next week. Take care.